Hey everybody, Eric here with an honest to goodness unboxing. I know this is going up a little late on Sunday, later than I normally post things, but I was waiting for a package. And I got one on Saturday, yesterday, and it took all of my willpower not to open it immediately. This is the one I got today. So we're going to open these up and see what's inside. I know what's inside, but you don't. It's going to be a surprise. I ordered 8 things from Amazon. The chair I sit in, the arms open up, and I keep an X-Acto knife inside this arm. We're going to pull that out so we can open this up. See my sweet little X-Acto knife? Yeah. So 7 of the 8 things that I ordered arrived. The 8th one is supposed to arrive on Friday, although I'm a little leery now. We'll get into what it is after I've shown you all this stuff, but I got a shipping email, but apparently it's not listed on Amazon anymore, so we'll see what happens with that. But let's start with yesterday's package. I'm going to take my X-Acto and very carefully cut it, and we'll cut this side. This is pretty exciting for you folks, isn't it? All right, and then we'll cut across here. Well, we'll tear it open. Set the knife down. Here we go. Opened up. And inside we have... Oh, this is a hardback. Didn't even realize that. So the first book we have is called A Kind of Magic, Making the Original Highlander by Jonathan Melville. I'm a huge fan of the Highlander film. I absolutely love it. And I like this kind of behind-the-scenes stuff. It's got apparently interviews with people involved, actors and behind the camera people and in front of the camera people. It's got pictures in the middle right there. So, yeah. Pretty cool to me, anyway. Love, love, love this movie. And then the other book, there's only 2 books in this package, is The Devourer Below. This is an Arkham Horror short story collection, edited by Charlotte Llewellyn Wells. So I don't know how many stories are in here or anything, but part of the Arkham Horror series. This is from Aconite and Final Fantasy Flight, excuse me. I was going to say Final Fantasy. Let's toss that box aside. So these are the guys. Aconite's been publishing all the recent Arkham Horror stuff. I think I have all the novels that they've done so far. And then, again, there's a short story collection. I dig that cover. Digging a lot of stuff that Aconite's doing. They're doing Marvel novels. They're doing a lot of stuff based on games. There's a Pandemic novel coming out that I'm actually kind of interested in. And there's a game called Descent. There's a few novels there. Zombicide, they've got some novels. Assassin's Creed, which is a video game, of course. And I think I'm forgetting some, but anyway, I'm digging the Aconite stuff. All right, that's box number 1. Now, we got the one that just arrived, literally 6 minutes ago. I'm estimating. Could have been 5. But we're cutting it open. Can you hear that knife cutting through the little fibers in their tape? There we go. Whoop, got a little stuff stuck to the knife. And then we'll cut this way so we can rip it open. I'm going to put the knife away now because I don't need it anymore. So it goes back in the armrest. All right. Now, we have, sorry about that, making the camera bounce. We have, 2 copies of something for some reason. Oh, I think I know why. The same thing happened once before. Because it was it had been in my cart. And then I added it to my cart. And it changed the amount from 1 to 2. I had this happen. Can't remember what the other one was. It had been in my cart before, and I'd saved it for later. and then when I added it to my cart, it added 2 for some reason. And this did happen before. I gave the other copy of whatever it was to my nephew, so I'm going to give a copy of this to my nephew. But anyway, we'll get to that. First thing in the box is, oddly, part of the title is covered. It's Judge Dredd Year 3 Omnibus. So I believe this has 3 stories in it. Yeah, I see 3 authors. So that would indicate 3 stories. Big fan of Judge Dredd. I just watched the movie Dredd with Carl Urban for the first time and absolutely loved it. Thought it was fantastic. And so these are novellas, basically the early years of Judge Dredd. I have the first 2. There's 2 for Judge Anderson. There's 2 for just the judges in general. The first one of those was really interesting because it was the whole system being put into place and how people were reacting to it. There's one for Judge Judge Death. Excuse me. So I like this stuff. Big fan. Next up is the one that for some reason I got 2 of, I think. So let's pop some. That didn't pop very well. I think I explained. I think I know why I got 2 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, odd. I don't know. But anyway, what I got is Cirque Berserk by Jessica Guess. This is Rewind or Die number 4. So my plan, I've mentioned this before if you watched some of my videos. There's like 31 of these so far. Some are just up for pre-order. And I want to get all of them, so every time I place an Amazon order, I'll add the next one of these to that order. So I'll just get, more and more until I have them all. So, for some reason, there's 2 copies. Don't know. Then we have The Unseen by Brian Smith. Big fan of Mr. Smith. Ooh, this is Grindhouse. And this is his latest one. And it's about a slasher film that may or may not exist. I don't know. Craziness, from what I understand. Looking forward. This might actually be the next thing I read. I don't know. Don't take my word for that. But always dig when Brian Smith has new stuff out. Excuse me. All right, 2 more. Let's go with this one. Birthright by Christine Morgan. Another author I'm a huge, huge fan of. Her Spermjackers from Hell was fantastic. Lake House Infernal, continuing Edward Lee's Infernal series, was fantastic. She's got a splatter western that I haven't gotten to read yet. Dawn of the Living Impaired, I think, is her collection of zombie short stories. Night of the Living Impaired, something like that. But I dig her stuff. This seems like it's more of a gothic kind of thing. It's got a gothic cover, kind of a gothic looking title. It's from Bloodshot Books right there. We'll see, but it's Christine Morgan, so you know it's going to be good. And then finally, we have the biggest one. I'm going to toss this box aside. The biggest one in here, Relentless by Jonathan Mayberry. This is a Joe Ledger and Rogue Team International novel. The second in the Joe Ledger and Rogue Team International series. So I have that correct. I've read the first 3 or 4 Joe Ledger books. I have to be very careful because there's a lot of carryover. Characters die. New characters come in. Things happen. So I have to be careful when I'm reading, the backs of the books and stuff, that nothing gets spoiled. Because I don't want to know who's going to die. I want to suffer when I get to it the way it was intended. But Jonathan Mayberry, the Joe Ledger stuff is fantastic. He's a great author. And I'm excited to read this, as I am with all of these. Except I'm not going to read Cirque Berserk twice. I'll only read one copy of that. So there you go. That's it. A simple unboxing. 7 books. Technically 8, I guess, because 2 copies of one. So the 8th book, the one that did not arrive yet, is Suburban Gothic by Brian Smith and Brian Keene. It is a sequel to Brian Keene's Urban Gothic, as well as Brian Smith's Freak Show, or The Freak Show. Never sure which it is. Let me look. My leisure copy says The Freak Show. And that's from, I believe it's Deadite Press. I know there were some issues with its listing on Amazon. I ordered it. As I said, I got a shipping email saying it's shipped and it would be here on Friday. But now I've seen some people saying that it's not up on Amazon anymore. And although I think they took the money, which means it's shipped, which means I should get it. Right? Let's hope. Anyway, that's it. That's all I'm doing right now is just unboxing some stuff and showing you what I got. Kind of like a book haul, but you got to see me play with my X-Acto knife. Although that was all off screen, so you'll have to use your imaginations. Anyway, that's all I've got. Let's see. I know I didn't tell you what every book was about, but just to have a question for this video based on covers or authors or whatever, of the 7 books I showed you, which one is the most interesting to you? That's my question for you. I don't know. I'm reaching over and spreading them out so I can see. I don't know if I can answer that question because obviously I'm interested in all of these. Man, at this point, right at this moment, it could be the Highlander book just because that's the one that's most different. You know, it's nonfiction. It's behind the scenes of a movie I love. So I'm going to say, as much as I want to read all of them, obviously, that's the one I'm going to pick as the one I'm most interested in reading. So maybe you can't tell just from a cover. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes, you see a cover and you want to dig in. Or maybe you heard an author's name that you like. Anyway, of those 7, do any of them interest you? If so, which one do you find most interesting? So if you have any other comments, questions, or corrections, please put them in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. I don't know what we'd spoil, but if we're going to post a spoiler warning, we try to be polite here on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. You know the drill. If you care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter is @Ronin5757. My Instagram, where I share pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is Eric Smith 5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH 5757. So there you have it. That's all I've got. So until next time, read more books.